Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Is it morning?
It's morning here. It's morning right now.
11:29. Does that count as morning?
It does for me. Noon is the mark.
Devin, what do you say? Noon's a mark?
Noon's the mark.
Yeah, that's the mark.
Noon's the mark.
So you're morning before noon? I
Yeah.
feel like 10 o'clock is like afternoon starting to be there.
No, no, you're on your own on that one.
Well, like I think it depends when you eat lunch. Like if you're eating lunch 12:30, then but like some people eat lunch at like 11.
Yeah.
So
Well, here. The language tells you when you greet somebody, if you don't say good morning, you say good afternoon. It means
Whoa.
afternoon, right?
Getting
just kind
lost
of blow my mind right there. I never thought of that.
Afternoon, yeah, it's afternoon. I was like, why do I think noon is the marker? But I think it's because it tells us.
It does say
It
you.
tells us.
That's a marker. Okay. I like it. See, Devin, we learned stuff here.
That's right.
Yep. Educational podcast.
I never thought of it that way either. It is an educational podcast. I don't know.
Something.
It is something.
It is something.
I don't know.
It's a feisty day.
It is. You are feisty today.
I am feisty
I think
today.
we both are.
I am feisty today.
So what's going on? Why are you so feisty?
I just get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frustration's okay.
I get frustrated. Actually, I get frustrated because in our business, we work with a lot of people, and I get frustrated when I want it more than they want it. And then but I need to just let it go, and they create their own destiny. And if their destiny is,
I think that's the thing. Like, it's up to people.
Yeah.
You have to let it go.
Okay.
Do you need to sing it?
No.
Let it go.
I know you could sing every word. Fun fact about Nick, he knows
Such a-
every word
such
to
a
all
good-
the Disney princess songs.
I don't know if I do. I do know a lot of the words, but I don't know because half the time I just sleep through. it.
Frozen, you know every word. He knows every word, every Frozen.
Can you play
song.
Frozen on guitar?
Probably.
You need to learn
I'm
that.
sure it can't be that hard.
That's like a hit, dude. You could never go wrong with it. It's like you can't go wrong with Disney tunes, and you can't go wrong with Miley Cyrus. Party in the USA. That always,
Dude, it gets the people going.
that always gets
does.
it going.
Time.
I'm telling you,
does.
like you can't go if you don't have that in your bag.
You gotta have
Something's
it.
wrong. You gotta have it. When you're going live, like it was kind of like, oh wow, just hit Party in the USA, and people are gonna they're gonna put their hands up.
Yeah, you look up on Spotify, songs get white people going. That's on there every time.
That's so funny. You could Google that.
Oh yeah, there's
Or Spotify.
I do
There's
that
a
all
list
the
for
time.
that?
If I need like a playlist for something, there's a playlist on Spotify named that, and it every time gets people going.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm gonna play that playlist.
So there's nothing wrong being feisty. I think there's, it's
I know.
it's sometimes there's frustrations in life.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the frustration? You're a coach.
How do
I'm
I?
frustrated. How would you coach me?
This is a trick question right now.
It actually is not a trick question.
Well, it depends on what
'Cause
you're
you're good at
frustrated about.
you're good at
It depends on what
questions.
you're frustrated about. I can't just make up a scenario. It has
Because
to
where
be
you're
something
good
real.
is like you're really good with questions. Like I want to.
I know.
I'm a guy. I want to solve the problem. Just
Yeah.
like I'm frustrated with this. Okay, get rid of it.
Yeah. No, I can coach you. I can't randomly just I'm frustrated. Coach me through it. We need to have a conversation. That's a.
Can you do that to yourself?
I don't know. Probably not. Not with so much emotion. I'm emotional, and I'm
Yeah.
when I'm angry or frustrated or
Hey, Tim.
sad or any of the
Good evening, friends.
I can't help it when
He's really
I'm
mixing our whole thing up.
good evening. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I like it. Thanks,
That
Devin.
is good, Tim.
Put the screen down here so I can read. The old guy
I
can
know.
read better. I like it. Let's
Good. We got a new setup
improve
this
it.
week.
Improving.
Have you seen the new? I think someone's losing their sight. Because
No,
I think this was a sign.
now look at this.
Look at our.
How big
we
that
got,
font is.
We got large font.
I had
show
Sarah
notes today.
print it for me today. I think she's telling me something.
I think so. That's so funny. Yeah, we got large font.
Robert made my great popsicle, which is absolutely amazing.
That's good. Great popsicle. I got the pink starburst. It's so good.
So,
I don't.
all right,
So
frustration. I mean, we have been feisty. I was feisty yesterday.
you were. Oh my gosh.
Walking through it.
You broke your
Broke a cardinal rule.
rule yesterday. He broke his own rule, and then he's been sucked in ever since.
Hey, Lexi.
So
Lexi White. Was it Lexi White Fabrizio? What's
Lexi White
her middle name?
well, her real middle name is Morgan, but people know her as Lexi White.
Did she change it to Morgan? Did you change it
No.
to Lexi White?
No, she didn't. But on Facebook, it's Lexi White. Because
You didn't do it like
her,
your mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law, no, she did. She put Shayna Lewis Fabrizio.
Fabrizio. I did.
All the girls did it. I think.
Really? I dropped my middle name.
I think Kara did it, and so did B.
Yeah. None of us really wanted to get rid of our Lewis name, by the way. Just so you know. So we kept it in there somehow.
Yes, I know how the Lewis women are.
Yeah. So.
I'm glad. I think if you're the last one, I think I would have had a real big fight on me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I broke the cardinal rule.
Your cardinal rule of never
engaging in Facebook
on Facebook posts.
And I saw this post yesterday. I don't know how, and I'm not friends with the guy. It's just
So a random post shows up on your feed.
Shows up on my feed. It's a jet, which I like. I like jets. And he just basically said, "I bought this jet," and I don't know if the guy is true or not. I have no idea. I didn't even look at that.
Yeah.
But he bought this jet, and somebody made a comment to him was like, "You know how many mouths you could have fed with that money that you paid for the jet?" It's gonna drop it down to me. And he said back, "Well, I don't know about that, but I know that the people that did the steel, the people that did the aluminum, the people that did the, that sold the jet, like I fed a lot of people,
right,
that put them into work." And there's this whole
I mean, that's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments.
Comments, crazy. And so I just put in there, like I said, it was good. I agreed with it. It was a good post. And I said, because there's a lot of people were commenting more on like, that's the problem with rich people. You don't want capitalism. You don't want to share. There's no money. You know what I mean? Like using all this money.
Assumptions.
All this. Yeah, crazy. And I said, there's a lot of crazy thoughts here. Because a lot of people are like, why don't you just give it to the poor? And this is why we have poor. And, you need to give more. And,
And there's no knowing whether, he could have given $1 million.
You don't know. Yeah. You don't even know if anything was true, but it's just the fact of it. So I put in there, basically my comment was I agreed with him. And I also said there's opportunities anywhere. And I just told a story of our cousin who is, probably like 3 cousins. So he'd be our great.
It's your cousin's grandson.
Like my third. Is that, yeah.
I don't know how it works in
I think it's cousins. So it's like,
so your cousin's
it's like a
grandson.
5th cousin. Yeah. And he's 8 years old. And he came up with this idea in this cul-de-sac was to go around the house. He made a sign.
Yeah.
And put a sign up and said, he'll take your trash.
And he went house to house to house.
Yeah. And show people a sign that he would take your trash down from your garage down the street for $1 and take it back empty for $1.
Yeah.
And he sold all 32 houses.
This was his idea.
Yeah.
He came up with the idea. He made the sign. He asked permission from his mom if he could go and ask people. And she's like, yeah, if you can, go ahead, buddy. If you want to try it, try it. And so
$64 a week.
He's like, I could make $64 a week. He's an 8-year-old. He got his sister involved. Yeah. She's so cute. She's fired herself twice because they were fighting. She came stomping in. She's like, I just fired myself. And also known as quitting. So it was cute, but she got back on the job. It was really cute.
So I put this in the chat, and then it just like probably I'd say like 30% were agreement. There was some crazy, and there still is crazy comments. I got 180, 190 comments and like discussions going on about people saying like it's like sounds like an African problem. Like saying it's a third world. He's getting paid $1, third world country wages, and it's child abuse.
There's no workers' comp being paid.
There's no workers' comp being paid. No, where's his tax at? Are you paying his taxes? He's an 8-year-old. Why would an 8-year-old want to work? Why are you forcing a kid to work? I'm like, whoa. So then I'm engaged now.
Now he's fired up. Now he's fired up.
So I'm engaged. So I'm like, all right. So I'm in, and I'm like usually like I don't engage because you just can't win.
You'll never win. There's no winning.
It's like. And it's just an opinion, you know what I mean? But it's like there's some mean people, and it's like they assume everything. It's like we are divided as a country. I mean, you can tell. I mean, even like this, because I'm like politically, I'm a middle of the road guy. Like I don't like any of them.
Right.
Like
politicians.
I don't like any. I mean, politicians. I think I wish there was a way to redo it and have a do-over. Can we do this like in volleyball and redo it? Because I think on both sides it's just bad.
Yeah.
I think top, up, down is, and Brian Hall, he's probably watching because he always watches. Brian Hall had a good example. He says, I think it's like the WWE. it's all scripted. He's like all the top. They're up there, Trump,
Yeah.
Camilla, they're all kind of in the room. Okay, how's this going to play out? And I was like, that's a good, then they're fighting in the ring, but outside they're drinking beer, hanging out.
Yeah.
Like I do feel like that's in my opinion, in a
Right,
sense.
to
And
create a lot of drama.
to create drama and to get us to, but not to be political, but there was like a lot of political things. Somebody called me a Trumpster, and I'm not even a Trumpster. I'm not even far away from a Trumpster.
Yeah.
Just not. And it was crazy. I mean, there's like one guy who was like, I just can't believe you're letting a kid. How unsafe is that? When's it somebody? I'm like, it's in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Are you done today?
I haven't looked. I looked at it's weird. Yeah, I've looked at it a couple of times, and I made one more comment this morning because somebody said
So
something that was
Dante-
so untrue.
So last night, it's all untrue. They just
I know.
they're trolls on Facebook.
I know.
So last night you go pick up Dante from football practice. You come home. Dante comes in. I hear the garage door. Dante comes in. He comes in. He sits next to me. I'm like, "How's practice?" Da, da, da. I'm like, "Where's your dad?" He said, "He's really interested in some text message in the car." I'm like, "He's still posting on that Facebook thing."
Because I wanted to get done before I came in.
I know.
So, anyways, yeah, but it's interesting.
So there's no winning.
There is no winning.
There's no winning.
No, that's one thing. And I knew that. I know that.
I know.
That's why I don't engage.
So that's the
in it.
same as me. Like you're worked up. Like you're emotional about something that doesn't even matter.
No.
And I'm emotional today about something that probably doesn't even matter to me.
Yeah.
But I care about it.
Yeah.
But because I care and they don't, I'm like,
Or they don't show their. Or it's a different. People don't know what they don't know.
yeah,
People are scared.
okay,
That's what I think.
okay,
I think more people, because even like all these comments and stuff, more people are scared because they don't know, and it's a reflection of them, and they don't. They're scared to try. It's outs. We talk about this all the time. People have their outs, and their
I
outs.
don't know if they're scared.
I do.
think
Fear is the
that's-
number one. I think fear of failure, fear of
But
change.
fear of failure doesn't incite somebody to act a fool on Facebook.
No, but that's yeah. But I think that's just that you're right. But that doesn't mean they don't understand they don't understand that of why that's bad. You see, even like on
Do
Facebook,
you think they think they're winning when they act a fool like that?
I don't think they know. I don't think they think it's accepted now. Like that's okay. It's
just
accepted.
battle?
That like it's a battle thing. Like even like when I was very, I'll say this, like I didn't. There's a lot. I was like I had to retype and type. That took me more time than anything because I type out what I really wanted to say, and I was like, okay, how is this going to be? Am I going to be perceived as a crazy guy?
Yeah,
So I
you
tried-
probably were.
I probably was. So I tried to keep it as positive as I could, because I don't want to like. There's a lot of things I could have bashed. Like you get into the bashing.
Yeah.
Into
that's
like
not
the
helpful.
personal thing.
Yeah.
That was like, one guy, said, you're not even a real doctor, are you even a doctor? You're probably, they don't know anything about me.
Right.
So they're just always a personal attack. So I tried not to have a personal attack back.
Yeah.
Because like, how can you raise a kid like that's the worst thing? You're a bad, basically you're bad parenting. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not
about
even your
that.
kid.
Not even my kid, A, but B, I don't, and I was going to put in there like raising a kid to be an entrepreneur that was and driving that is good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, there's like you think about it, everything we've done to start with an idea. Everything that's out there in our country is people that have taken chances
Right.
to make these come. Now, granted, are there people out there that parents have done it and it's been generational? Yes, but somebody, some point,
Started something new.
started something new and took a chance.
Yeah.
and worked their
And
butts off.
probably failed and failed and failed and failed and then succeeded.
Yeah, and worked their butts off.
Yeah.
I mean, and got to where they're at.
Yeah.
And maybe the kids, aren't there. I get it, but somebody took a chance. So I guess not having to be personal. But people don't understand. For us, the issue is this: is we also promote our business on our page. So we're trying to be, I think it's you have to be authentic and be real on your page. So it's like sometimes people misconstrue that as paint this picture that you're perfect,
Right.
And that's not what we're saying.
Right.
But people, on their Facebook when they deal with this, they want to deal with somebody that they have their own problems. They don't want to. We talk about that in the club. We talk about in our office, our front desk. We used to tell you got to be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, people have their own issues. They don't want you to come in here and have issues.
Have issues, right?
They have their own to deal with.
And any customer service.
Yeah, anything.
Any customer, where you're, when you're
Delivering food.
Yeah.
You don't go in there and talk about your problems, do you?
No.
Right. They don't want to hear that.
No. And I don't want to like.
And you don't want to hear
I want
their
to hear
end
theirs,
either.
and
Yeah.
it's a way better interaction when
Yeah.
we're just like, oh hey.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But it's weird.
yeah.
But some people don't have a filter. So I guess that's the thing with some of your frustrations. Some people I don't think know because that's normal to them.
To
it's
be
normal.
that.
Yes, it's normal on Facebook. Look on Facebook. It's normal for people to put in.
People say that. I don't get that on my Facebook. I don't get crazy on my Facebook.
Well, because it's like life. You don't click on the drama.
I don't ever click on the drama.
You don't watch Real Housewives. I mean, if you watch that, you like the drama. You like Teresa.
You like the tea.
You like the you know what I mean? You know,
I don't watch those shows. I don't
you
like the drama.
Like when that shows up on the feed, like the little video, you don't click on it. I click on it because I think it's funny. And it's like, so
that's how you end up in the drama.
I think so, yeah. That's how you get some more of the drama.
I don't get any of that. Everyone
it's like
says,
life,
it's
though.
so negative. It's so negative. I don't get
Well,
negative.
I don't get a lot of negative, but it is, what I'm saying is, I try to stay away from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because but you're right, you get less of it. Cause you
I get a lot less of it.
Yeah.
Except when it's people.
But when I say it's normal, I think people in life, that's a normal response because they put that on. They put, it's almost like a passive aggressive thing
yeah.
to put on, and it is what it is. But I think teaching people and showing like, if you're going to run your business on the same page, because we're personal.
Well, even now, not that you did anything wrong, but you also, now people are clicking on who's this Dr. Nick guy. So you can't necessarily, even in somebody else's comments, you can't act crazy.
So I didn't, yeah.
Right.
That's right. That was on my mind was,
Yeah.
okay, don't be nuts, address it. Sometimes when somebody say something personal, I just said, like, I understand when
Yeah.
people make a bad comment about somebody, a personal comment, they just really mean it about themselves.
Oh, I bet that lived that.
And that's okay. They never would say anything. Nobody responded to that. I should have just kept on saying that.
Yeah, you should have just.
Because it's true. I wasn't. So what I tried to do is I'm learning. So I didn't make it about, I never tried to attack the person.
Right.
I'd say, from my experience, this is what I want.
Yeah.
If you choose to parent your child different. That's is your right. That's the great thing about being in this country. So I did a good job of that.
Okay.
So I was like, how would this
Because
look?
people are clicking on to see
Yes.
who are you?
I did think
Who's
that.
this guy that's got all these comments on
Yes,
this?
I did think that.
Yeah.
Now,
Good.
granted,
Good.
the people so it was not, I would say if you look at my comment, I was never like a negative, like I defended what I was saying because I didn't think it was like, it was kind of crazy. Like, people think that I was like child labor.
Yeah.
Like the one, they said they should call the police on the parents.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, really? Like, that's a little bit.
It's like a newspaper delivery guy. Nobody does that anymore, I don't think. But for a while, when we were growing up,
You could be a kid. Yeah.
you would deliver papers. I mean, obviously, you were getting paid by somebody else, but it was.
we shoveled walks.
you were not making any money as a newspaper delivery guy.
I think it's funny because some people put in.
Shoveling walks.
One guy was
mowing
like,
grass. The little neighbor kids mowing grass. Neighbor kids shoveling sidewalks.
And I think a lot of people look at it and they look at it short-sighted too because everybody got caught up on $64 a week.
Oh, really?
How can he live on $64 a week? Well, he's an 8-year-old kid.
He's not living on any
You know
money.
how much candy you can buy for $64 a week? I mean, that's what I'd be buying.
That's exactly what you'd be buying.
I could.
I think he's smarter than you. He's probably
smart.
saving.
I think he is saving.
Probably saving his
And
money.
that was the thing. Well, and I broke it down. I was like, well, break it down. It probably took him an hour.
Yeah.
He's making $64 an hour, probably 2 hours. Say 2 hours max.
Yeah. Depending on if his sister fired herself that day or not.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, let's just say it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
4 minutes a house.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's pretty gosh darn good. I mean,
Also, it's summertime and he's a kid, so
It's
all he has is time.
but I'm saying I think it's a survey. Like, well, nobody else would pay. I think people would pay $1.
That was $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm gonna pull your stuff down and take it. I'm gonna pull it up. And there's a guy that somebody posted in. It's like, I have it in my neighborhood. They charge $25 a week
There's a
because they clean your trash can.
well, I was gonna say, yeah. So my mom and dad have a service in their area. I don't know if she uses it or not, but I saw the flyer and it's we'll come and clean out your trash bins every month or something. So that's like sanitize your trash bins for whatever, $25.
$50. Yeah. I mean,
Whatever.
That's my thing. It's
It's like see a need, fill a need, see a need, fill a
and
need.
that was my point of the whole thing was there's opportunities. People keep on saying like, pay the workers more money, pay the workers more money. Yeah, I mean, and I don't.
Probably there's some room for that,
It could
depending.
be. But on the same token, if a company don't pay their workers, eventually they're going to leave if there's other opportunities,
Yeah,
right?
I would hope so.
You'd hope, right? Just like, You show up to work every day, right? You get paid per hour?
Mhm.
How much you get paid?
Minimum
Plus tips.
plus tips.
Plus tips.
So $10.
Which is great. That's like honestly most
Because
people
most
that get
tipped
tips,
employees don't get
the
minimum.
tip minimum's like miserable.
Yeah. So you're getting $10, but you agree, like to show up to work, you agree you're worth $10 an hour.
Plus tips.
Yeah, plus
Plus
tips.
Now
yeah.
he's got the opportunity to.
But I'm saying, but you agree, you make the agreement. You don't go there and think you're not surprised tomorrow when you go work. You know you're gonna get paid $10, $10, $15,
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? The problem is so you agree that if you want to make more money, go make more money, right? Go to a different job that pays $15 an hour, $20 an hour.
Or be exceptional and make the heck out of tips.
Yes. Well, that's my
That's
point.
what
Is
a tipped employee is a different game because you could give exceptional service and make more tips
Oh yeah.
depending on the
or not make more tips.
or not make more
You
tips.
you take the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bet on yourself.
Yeah. I
like
mean, or you could take a $20 hour job, and be guaranteed $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know.
Yeah.
But the point is, I just feel like people feel they don't have a choice, and we are promoting, and not we, but a lot of people promote that. I feel like we all have choices.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice to be better. You
So
wake
this
up,
is like the Jim Rohn audio when he was early on in his career and he was learning from an entrepreneur. He was being mentored by an entrepreneur, but he was working at a job and he was complaining to his mentor and he said, you know, I have a wife and I have kids and I'm behind on my bills and I'm really struggling and, you know, they only pay X amount of money. And the mentor said, no, that's not true. And he said, yes, it is. That's how much money I make. He said, yeah, that's not how much money they pay. That's how much money they pay you. You know, there's other people in their company that make more money.
yes.
And there's other positions in your company that make more money. So if you want to make more money, you have to become more valuable to the marketplace. And that's where Jim Rohn was like, the light bulb went off where it's like, I am getting paid for like equal exchange for what I'm putting in because I go to work and I kind of have a bad attitude because I'm not getting paid that much money. And
I'm not doing extra.
And I'm not doing extra. So so when he had this mentor, the mentor was like, look, if you can make yourself more valuable, you will make more money. And so that was just a mind shift. And it might not be in that job. It might not be specifically you get a raise from that employer. But if you have more skills, maybe the competitor pays you more money. Or maybe
Right.
you build up skills that can be translated into a different industry. Or maybe you have an idea and become an entrepreneur. Or maybe, but the more you build on yourself and bet on yourself to become better and master your craft, whatever that is, the more opportunity you have to make more money.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen. I mean, why? Same thing. You look
It's
at
like that's not what they pay. That's what they pay
you.
you.
Right.
And it's like, okay.
But I think though people think there are no choices in life. Like people,
Who
and
are
I don't.
these people? Are these
are
these
these
your
people?
Facebook troll people?
No, I've heard it. Hear it. I hear. Some people feel like not everybody has a choice.
I agree with that.
You do?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? So you agree not everybody has a choice in their life.
I would say probably not everybody.
Why?
Because there are circumstances outside of people's control that they cannot have a choice. But I think there's less people like that than people claim to not have a choice. So I understand what you're saying. People say they don't have a choice
I'm not saying no.
because
Yeah,
they
I can't say
feel
nobody.
stuck.
Yeah.
But there are people who do not have a choice or have very limited choices. But there are lots of people who feel stuck or feel like they don't have choices, where they just maybe are trained to think that. Maybe they have just been doing the same thing forever, so they don't feel, I've never seen another opportunity. Maybe they just do what they've been seeing their family do. Maybe somebody that's just told them that's all they're worth and they believe it. Like there's a lot of factors in that. And
Yeah.
I don't think that I also believe, like you said, like it is just a choice. You can make a different choice at any moment. I do believe that theoretically, but to practice that is not that easy.
Okay. I agree with that. Because I don't believe in absolutes.
Yeah. Good.
You know, either it is or it isn't. There's no, absolutes. Yeah. Anyways, good movie, Gentlemen. You haven't seen that movie, Gentlemen? Have you
The
seen
Gentleman.
it?
I haven't seen it either, but I hear him quote it every day.
Do you watch any movies?
I do. I watch a lot of movies.
You watch crappy movies then.
I guess so. I don't know.
The Gentleman is like a Guy Rickman or whatever his name is. He's
That's not the
Richie,
Ben
Guy
Affleck
Ritchie.
movie.
No, it's not. Oh, gosh. The Ben Affleck movie is Accountant.
But he kills people.
He doesn't kill, he does, but they're bad people, so it's okay.
I get those two confused.
No, you don't. You get John Wick and the Accountant
No,
confused.
I don't get John Wick and the Accountant confused. I know John Wick is Keanu Reeves.
Right.
Yeah.
The Accountant is.
I've never watched
There
John
is
Wick.
coming out a new Rounders. I heard. Oh, I can't wait.
I did like that movie.
Did you watch
see
Rounders?
No.
Oh,
This is rough.
this guy.
It's a gambling movie. It's a good one. It's Matt Damon. Old
Is
school
anybody
Matt
out there
Damon.
watch movies? We need a new podcast guy.
Oh, Rounders is a good one.
Rounders game. They're talking about they're trying to get. I saw Matt Damon was talking about it. They're trying to get right now who's going to get paid, who's going to make the money. That's the problem. But they're trying to bring all that group together, which I think would be
Okay.
great. Awesome movie, great movie. God, I remember that movie. Honestly,
That was It was all about Texas Hold'em. That was kind of.
but it's really about gambling. I remember.
Well, yeah, but that's the game they
in the
gamble.
front, the first scene. I remember when I first saw the movie before Aaron did, and the first scene, he's going in, and it's just a cool play. He goes in to this place. You don't really know what's going on, and it's talk about Hold'em. It's like kind of before Hold'em was. I mean, it was big, it was huge, but it was like kind of got more mainstream just because people were starting to be played on. You know, you saw it, but nobody really understood
Started
it.
seeing the Hold'em
tournaments
on
and that kind of
ESPN and stuff like that.
And anyways, he walks in and he goes for a run. He's got 30, it's called 3 stacks of high society. It's $10,000 a stack. So $30,000 he's going to go and play in the big game. And he goes bust. And it's,
So he
they're going
loses
through, they're going through the
$30,000.
whole scene, and it's like he's talking about how his hand is, and he's giving the whole example, and basically
It's like narrated,
yeah,
so
he's
you're
narrating,
watching it.
he's
but
narrating. He's
it.
like, okay, great. I hit this card. Here's my money card. I'm just thinking about going to, the Mirage and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, it's like the last card goes, and it's just his heart, when the guy flops over his stuff, his heart
And he loses
drops.
it all.
And I've been there. It was like, you talking about bring back. It was like literally the first time I saw that, I was like, oh my God. I remember we went bust on the Phoenix Jack Sigma. If you don't know who he is, I hate the guy. Absolutely hate him. If I ever see him, he's big though. I don't even know if he's still alive. Jack Sigma was like almost retiring, goes off and has
Football?
basketball. Has 30 points. Has like a game of his life, and we lose his, and it was like the breaking point for us, and it was like terrible. It was like, my heart sunk just like when I relived that whole moment.
Yeah.
It was like that's how you know a movie's good, when it gets you like that. But Rounder's a great movie, so I don't know how we got on that, but
And you came back
yeah,
eventually.
I did, yeah. So I'm back. Yeah, he came back.
You came back.
He came back, and but so go back to the choices, because I do okay. So your statement of there's more people that have choices than they think they do.
Yeah.
Okay, because there are some. I get it. Yeah, there's some and circumstances a different thing, but I would say majority of people
Probably.
think that they're stuck, but they really have a choice and a job in what they do.
Yeah.
And
they have a choice to improve themselves. And I think in America, at least, the general thinking is that formal education will automatically give you a better opportunity. And I mean, I obviously think formal education is a good thing. I just don't think it's the only path to a better life. There's lots of ways to get there. So when people are frustrated with their job or frustrated with their pay or frustrated, I think the first thing is the reaction is, I got to go back to school. And
Right.
that may or may not be the right answer for that person.
Right. But I think that's back in my days. I mean, that was the deal. Like if you didn't go to school,
If you didn't go to college, yeah.
yep, you were going. You
Yeah.
were, it was like bad. It was perceived as you're going to work, in a factory, you're going to do something, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Well, and I mean,
Nothing wrong with the factory, but
no, there's nothing wrong with working in a factory, but also there weren't as many options when you were graduating from high school to find opportunities to make money as there are today.
yeah.
I mean,
I would
if
think
you had to
that,
go to a physical place to work because
So
there
do you
was
think
no
every okay? So here's the thing. Do you think that is said every generation?
probably,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I think now is the easiest time to make money that I've ever seen in my. I mean,
right,
I'm honestly like big money
yeah,
for not for being lucky.
yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot more opportunities
like
now.
with the TikTok
But there
stuff
was
and- yeah.
so the digital. We talked about this before. The digital stuff allows so much more money to be made without and remote work and all that. Like
Yeah.
before, you had to physically be at a location pretty much to make money.
Yeah.
And it depended on your skills. And maybe you worked at the factory, or you went to school, or you learned a trade. Or inside of the factory, you could work your way up, and you could learn, like apprenticeships and do all kinds of things to better yourself and better your skills, so you could be more valuable. Yeah, but now
So
you can learn anything you want at the touch of your fingers for free on the internet. It's insane. It's insane.
YouTube,
YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube it.
I get this magazine called Success Magazine, and I was watching or reading it this morning when I was eating my breakfast, and the guys on YouTube, the guys who created YouTube, I forget what they wanted to do, but it was like they were just trying to share videos amongst themselves at work or something. They weren't trying to create this major, massive
It's how it
platform.
all starts.
Yeah. They just were trying, I think they were trying to send videos. They were coworkers and they were trying to send videos to each other and to employees, and they couldn't do it. And they created this platform so they could send videos.
Right.
And then YouTube sold to Google for like $1.5 billion.
Yeah.
The biggest loss was
Crazy.
Yeah, I thought about this was
Crazy.
like learning to adapt, learning to like transform. You know what I mean? To like in life, companies, right? Like look at Netflix and Blockbuster. Do you know Blockbuster? Netflix offered to sell Blockbuster. You could probably look it up at like 250 million.
Netflix offered to buy
No,
Blockbuster?
Netflix wanted to sell to Blockbuster.
Oh, wanted to sell to Blockbuster.
And for
Okay.
like 25 million or something like that, and they turned them down.
Oh.
And I want maybe it's 200. Yeah, it's something like find out how much they tried to sell it to them for.
And Blockbuster didn't want to buy them.
And Blockbuster just couldn't. It was back in the day. It was like no one's gonna
Stream videos.
stay at home. Nobody's gonna go to 87 million. So wait,
So,
No.
This was 2011. Dish Network purchased Blockbuster out of bankruptcy for 320
20
million.
million. So they were, maybe they,
but there was a point
They
though.
didn't
I'm
have
telling you,
the-
Netflix offered to them first.
yeah.
And they said no. And now you look at Blockbuster, there's one left.
There's still a Blockbuster?
There's one that's, I think it's like, I don't know if they sell anything, but there is one.
Oh,
Let's see
yeah.
right here.
In 2000, the two tried to sell their startup to
Blockbuster for
$50
$50 million.
Yes. They were flat out rejected.
Wow. In 2000.
2000.
Because Netflix at first was a like rental service on like the computer. I think you would purchase,
Oh, really?
and they would mail you the movie.
Oh.
So Netflix wasn't always on demand, but it was. You could
Digital.
go online.
It was all digital. Yeah.
They would send you physical.
They would send you the
rentals.
rental, DVD rental.
So
Well, but I was saying
Yes.
you had a digital platform, meaning.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like you got online, you ordered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
you
ended
didn't
up
have to physically go into the
for 50
store.
million in
Blockbuster.
2000. Crazy.
Wow. That's crazy.
I don't know how many billion.
what's Netflix?
Let's see what
now?
it's worth now.
Yeah, right here.
Dang. Well, that's
268
billion.
billion dollars in 24 years.
That's insane.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We got to do
Okay,
So
there you go.
we need to figure out what 50 million was.
Oh, I didn't know you could
See,
see
what
this.
you need to do is chat GDP
Can they see this
because it would tell
online?
you.
They get the.
Yeah, I could show
They
it.
have a little inflation calculator. That's so cool. I didn't.
This
I'm.
guy's good.
So
I love this.
Hey, you're back hired even though you have never seen Rounders.
yeah, I forgot about that.
You're back on the team.
We're gonna have a movie night. We're gonna invite you and your girlfriend over for movie night.
Okay, so in 2000.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, it
doing
has
this
to be
wrong?
less than 10
wait. So I guess it has to be. It said less than what?
million.
Less than. Well, can I do 10 million?
Yeah, do 10 million. See what it says.
Oh, so 18,000.
No, 18 million.
18 million.
18 million.
18 million.
So,
So 8 million more. So it'd have been
Eight.
50,
well, that's only for 10 million. So they
That's
offer
the
them 50 million.
So 5,
Yeah.
8, 10, so 40. So it'd been 90 million.
40,
Yeah.
90. And now they're in the hundreds of billions.
Now,
260.
still insane.
Yeah, still
Nuts.
insane
Yeah.
growth. Dang.
Guess what? Blockbuster would still be around.
Yeah. Now they're
Well,
not.
or they could have killed it and
Right,
ran
right,
into the
that's true.
ground. Maybe they
Because
didn't
they
pivot
didn't-
and do the.
That's
Yeah,
the thing is like
that's
pivoting,
true.
seeing pivots. Yeah.
Evolving and changing with the times, man. There's never been a time where we have to do that faster than ever.
Yeah. So I think in life, I mean, it's the same
Being
thing.
open-minded,
Yes,
growth
it's hard.
mindset.
It's hard
Yeah,
because you get locked into things.
yeah. Well, we believe what we believe, and
Yeah.
then so when we're challenged, it's like,
You defend it. Sometimes you
Defend it.
I know I do. I defend it even though I don't agree with it, just because it's a challenge.
well, yeah, I know you do that. Yeah, you do that. But sometimes you authentically defend it. I mean, we all do that. We defend our beliefs.
Yeah.
Like our gut reaction is to defend what we believe. And then maybe, if we're lucky, to be like, oh, why do I think that? Where did that come from? Could I think
my
about
father
it
was like
differently?
that. My father
What-
was a no. I mean,
Your dad was a no off the get-go.
everything.
Everything.
It took me a long time.
He
to
was a
learn that.
no.
Yeah.
But then he would come around,
Come
be
around
like,
and
I
think
thought
about
about it. Let me see. Yeah. But he was a no. Absolutely not. That's a bad idea. Ain't doing it. No, thank you. And then
What's up, Blake? How you doing?
he would figure it out. Hi, Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's like, I don't know where it comes from, but we're like ingrained to defend our beliefs right away.
Well, I think so. Something I've noticed recently is when like let's say something crazy happens, the president gets an attempted assassination.
Right.
It challenges our belief of safety. So the first thing people do is go, "There's no way that happened. There's some conspiracy.
Yeah.
I can't explain it." And I feel like people do that with like life problems. They're like, "Well, like it can't be my problem. It can't
Right.
be something I need to fix. There's some external thing against me in the world that's
Yes.
keeping me from doing it." No, I think, like I said, I think it does exist. There's like systemic problems in the world.
Right.
But like, I think it's so easy to just, instead of like, oh, maybe this is just bad thing happened,
And we can,
move on. Let's like
Right.
figure out it's, oh, well, no, there's this big conspiracy and I
Yeah.
can't actually do this thing.
yeah.
And we live in that world now more than ever.
Yeah.
I think.
I believe we're not taught. I believe now it's like you're not taught to take responsibility.
Yeah.
It's acceptable. I don't say taught. I think it's more acceptable than ever to not take responsibility for what's going on in your life. And I mean, in my day, it was like if you weren't where you're at,
Top tier. Yeah.
you were like, what are you doing?
You took responsibility whether you did it or not.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
right. I mean, where I think now it's like this whole. I do think it's a generation. I mean, same thing. Like I guarantee you, like a kid comes home. 90% of kids that come home, if they got in trouble, they're going to the teacher saying, "What did you do to my kid?" I did it. Then you were in trouble.
If you got in trouble at school, you were in worse trouble at home.
And there was no question that the teacher did anything wrong ever. And I'm not saying that's right because I think
Yeah.
there's some bad. But my point is, it was now it's more like what did the teacher do?
Yeah.
Like Johnny didn't do anything. Little
So
Sally
there's
didn't do anything.
so we have a friend whose daughter is struggling. She's like junior, senior, but changed schools but her narrative in her head is like, it's really hard for me and I don't fit in anywhere. And so she keeps trying to find, and actually Lewis had a friend that was like this too, like trying to find something outside when really like, and we all do it in 1,000 different ways, but like the common denominator is us. Like we keep showing up and the same thing happens at work. People talk to me like this at work. People treat me like this at school. People treat me like this when I'm like my friends. And it's like, well, I'm the common denominator. What am I doing? What am I saying? Who am I being that's like causing this same thing to happen everywhere I go. It's me, but how do I first of all take responsibility for it, and then how do I change it?
Right.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to look in the mirror and be like, yep, I'm the problem. And now what do I do about it?
But it's liberating when you know that.
Yeah.
Because like I think I'm lucky because I was brought up that way, that it's like I'm responsible for everything.
Yeah.
In my life. You know what I mean? So it's like once you realize, you look around, like everything you got, you created.
Right.
Once you can take that on and own it, it sucks sometimes. But on the same token, it's like, okay, now I can control it.
And now
So
I can
if I
change
know
it.
that, I can change it. The problem, I think it's worse when people think that everything is out of their control.
Right.
And maybe, like I said, I think there are obviously people, there are things, and there, so I can't say for everybody, but for majority of people, I would say they have more control than they believe they do.
Yeah.
And if they would
And
just
it's
realize
like
that.
I don't know, there's that photo of like what's in your control, and it's like a picture of a head, and it's like I can control my emotions, I control my reaction, I can control my, what I say, what I think, how I act. What you can't control is how everybody else thinks, what they do, what they say, what they act, how they act. It's like, so controlling
Too
yourself.
much power to people.
Yeah, I did today for sure.
Yeah. You can't give power to people. I mean, that's the thing. Like it is what it is. They say what they say. They do what they do. You can't. I mean.
But when it interacts with me, that's when I.
Yeah. But it still has nothing to do with you. Liberating.
Liberating.
Are you liberated?
I'm not liberated yet.
I'm
not liberated yet.
It doesn't. It has nothing to do with, it's like people will be people. And this comes from you. That's one thing you taught me.
Right.
Is the judgment. The judging is the issue.
I agree with that.
It's like if we learn not to judge.
Yes.
And you have to get to the Course of Miracles, right?
Yes, Course of Miracles.
And you get to the point where they say a point of no, where you don't even judge.
Right.
That there is no right or wrong.
Yes.
It just is.
It just is.
Where's that Shayna at?
That Shayna is, I don't know right now. That Shayna's gone for the moment. She's checked out on vacation. For me, it's like the integrity. Like when people say what they say and what they do are two different things. When there's a gap there, and I'm involved in that whole thing, that's a problem for me. Like I don't really care what people do or say. They can do whatever they want to do or say. But if you're going to have me in your life and be part of that,
but it's hard.
And you tell me you're going to do something and don't keep your word. If like you made a promise to me and you don't keep your word, or you say you're going to do something and I'm involved in it and then you don't keep your word, that's when I'm like,
it's a judgment. Yeah.
It is a judgment, because I'm like, you said you would and then you didn't, and now here I am.
Well, I think 90% of the time, like I think what Nick was saying is they don't know. Like there's some people, I don't think they'll do something and I'll be like, that was like weird they did that, but I don't think they had a thought in their head behind, I'm hurting this person by making this decision. Yeah. Or I'm going to post this thing on Facebook and I don't think there was a thought
about the consequences.
Yeah. And it's like you let that affect you more than like they'll ever think about it in their entire life. Yeah. They're not even thinking about it right now. Like 2 seconds after they did the thing that made you so upset, they're over it.
Right.
Right.
And it's like,
so I need to be over it.
That's hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I'm over it.
I mean,
it's good.
You taught me that. I mean, it's the biggest thing, like to learn to not to,
over it.
It's good.
To learn not to judge. I mean, it has been, I remember, it's like that's, and you always said this, it's between them and God.
And I am 90%.
No, you are. I mean, and I think
95%.
that's the thing, you are. Yeah. It's like, it is what it is. It's not a bad thing. It's just, you're human. I mean, we all go through moments. And I think that's the other thing is like, it's okay to go through moments. It's like how long and I think that's something too, is what we see in, in Herbalife, what we do and work with people. You watch people progress from always stuck, to being, oh geez, wow, why did I say that? To slipping every once in a while. Yeah. That's, to where like, and I think, that you said it, it's like, you don't know. Right. And that's their norm.
And the culture you live in is your norm.
Yes.
So if you're living inside of a lot of drama, a lot of negativity, a lot of fighting, a lot of anger, then
That's what's going to be, right?
yeah, if you're angry and upset all the time, you don't really realize that you're doing it because that's just what you see all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I talk to my dad that all the time. Like, he'll be so upset about something. And I go, Dad, has this ever affected your personal life? And he's every single time or he'll be mad about like, this is happening in the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many times have you personally experienced this thing? And he goes, well, never. And I go, well, what you read is just making you mad. They're just saying that to make you upset and believe this thing. And like 99.9% of the time, it's not even real.
And with media, they with
you don't.
social media, they do it so that you
don't know what's
so that you watch tomorrow or you read
and
tomorrow.
it's great. Like, and like the lies are like ridiculous things where it's like, I remember the one time for a while they were putting kitty litter in bathrooms for kids who said they were cats.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
This never happened. Like this, literally, the teacher,
Furies,
person that came out and said it came out after like, I lied. It never actually happened.
Right.
But it was like this whole unraveling
then,
for a while.
Yeah, and we all agree
Yeah.
that's kind of like a crazy thing.
There are
right?
furries though. What do they call them?
Oh, yeah, furries.
Furries. There are furries.
Kalahari has them or that week Colossicon.
Really?
Yeah.
They come up as.
Well, it's like the Colossicon.
They
event.
think they're cats, or they.
No, it's just they just dress up.
Yeah.
Do people? I think some people think they're cats though.
I don't know, Nick. Don't assume.
See, that's like, but like,
Who cares?
cool.
I don't care.
If you want to think you're a cat, then like you're not affecting anyone else. Like,
Right.
I'm like Sebastian. You know.
I don't know what you mean by that. Sebastian the
Sebastian the
Little Mermaid.
No, Sebastian the comedian.
Oh, Sebastian Maniscalco.
But he's like Italian guy. He does a whole bit on the lion, and he's like, the kid is the kid gets up and says, like back these kids. He goes, I go to my kid's class, and there's a kid back there like roaring like a lion, and has a lion thing on. He's like, what the hell's going on with this? He goes, if I'd have came downstairs and told my dad I was a lion, he'd have smacked me upside my head. There ain't no lion. You know what I mean? He just talks like that. Like now it's like they let him be a lion. It's kind of weird. I think it's weird. But just
again, how many times have you personally experienced that?
Have you
a
personally?
lion?
Like, I just, there's so much, especially with politics. I'm like so over. I want to delete Facebook so bad. I've been so close to responding so many times, but it's like,
Yeah, don't do it.
just doesn't
Don't
matter.
break
Like,
the rule.
I know, and
Don't
it's
break
like,
the rule.
I promise.
Well, I
you.
believe
I
this.
don't-
I believe people should be able to live the way they want to live. So I don't have a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As long as it's not affecting someone else, and you're asking me to do a different rule for you.
I don't get politics on my social media.
That's great.
I don't.
Well,
It's the people I'm friends with.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's people I've had on there for years.
Yeah.
And
And they're political. I'll get a weird comment, but I just don't. I think it's because I don't.
You don't push. I mean, it's all it's what you look at. I don't get a lot either. I don't. Like I said, I just think it's.
I thought I would get more ads and stuff, but I don't see any political ads on Facebook. Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really get.
They're not
political
starting.
ads.
It just start. That's going to be it a little bit.
I get text messages to fill out surveys all the time. I'm like, You don't need to know. I don't what my opinions are.
Anything else going on?
That makes a big noise when you do that.
Nice.
What else we got going? We're leaving for Colorado.
We're leaving for Colorado Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
We're going to the Broadmoor. We're going to Colorado Springs. He's going to make me hike 14,000 feet.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
Pikes Peak.
Pikes Peak.
I went up there.
Did you really?
Did you drive up or did you walk up?
Well, we drove up as far as you could, then you had to walk the
up.
rest.
Okay.
That was
We're going to do that next week.
it was fun.
Yeah?
Can you walk up the whole thing? I feel like the drive was like a long way up.
I would prefer not to walk up the whole thing.
It was pretty cool though. Like there was like moose on like
Really?
like walking around. Like it was really cool.
Okay. Do we have to walk from the bottom? We don't have to walk from the bottom, obviously. We can drive up and then walk.
And then there's like a little like gift shop up there. It was really cool.
I'm excited about
Have
it.
you guys ever been to the Red Rocks Amphitheater?
Yeah.
Dude,
Not
that's
for a show though. I would like to see
I've
a
never
show
done
there.
that either, but it was cool just to go and like that'd be a good place to exercise.
Is that close
Yeah.
to there?
We've been there. It's
I've been
in
there,
Denver.
but I don't know if that's
It's in Denver.
Everything's like 45 minutes away there, I swear.
Yeah.
My aunt would be like, she lives there, and she's like, oh, it's like 15 minutes down the road, and we'd be in the car for 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah.
Like, nothing here is close. You're
Yeah.
lying.
Right. We've been to Redbox a couple times just to see it.
Yeah,
It would
it's
be
really
super
cool.
cool to see a show there.
Yeah. I'll play there one day. You guys can come.
Yes. Good.
There you
Yes.
go. Putting it out there. See,
Put
believe.
it out there. I love it. We'll be there.
You get to
That's
create
We
it.
will be there for sure.
Backstage.
That's what. Oh, of
a
course.
pass.
Get the
Yeah.
pass. You guys are on the guest list.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, guest list. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we do that. Yeah, we do a 14 peak. Who knows what else we do? Maybe camp outside.
I got a perfectly nice bed inside. I am not camping.
I don't know how to camp. I mean, I camp, but it wouldn't bother me.
I don't want to sleep on the floor.
Just stay up.
I
all-
like being outside. I
Stay
just
up all
don't need
night.
to sleep out there.
Yeah. I don't have.
Yeah. I don't know what else we'll do.
Yeah. We'll have fun.
We'll find out.
Bunch of people, and like people I haven't seen in a minute. And
Yeah. That'll be good. They have a bowling alley. Maybe I'll beat him bowling.
Just like you beat me in cards. No way.
I beat him in cards. We
Just doesn't
usually
happen.
play cards on the plane when we travel places, and I win every time, and he just never wants to admit it.
What do you think? You think she beats me in? What's up, Kit? You think she beats me in cards? Come on.
I do.
But- So
I'm going to make sure I pack them Saturday. I'm going to beat you.
sounds good. I don't know. You got anything else? That's it
No, I think
Good
we're good.
discussion
Just,
today. on life.
on life and not engaging on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just care about people. That's
Yes.
be good to people.
Be nice to people
That's the general rule.
and don't let.
Be nice.
Yeah. Right. It is. It's
And not
the
everybody's
simple
going to like you.
rule.
That's okay. Not everybody likes me. And I'm great.
okay.
I don't know why.
The ego couldn't be part of that.
It's not ego. My belief is this, man. Why am I going to beat up myself?
Yeah.
Be
I
kind
know.
to
You're
yourself.
good at that.
Be kind to yourself.
I know.
That was there's a guy I watch on YouTube and like he'll pull up one of his old videos. He'll be like, if I don't like it, then no one will.
Right.
It's like if I don't like what I do, then why would I expect anyone else
Also
to
like it. Yeah.
I ain't the greatest in anything, but hey, the great for me.
Great for you.
Great for me.
Good, Nick.
That's it. So,
It's a good lesson.
all right. Well, have a great week.
Have a great week.
Remember, the world
We
needs
need your
light to shine.
We need your light to shine.
And you.
Definitely need your light to shine. Have an awesome week. Keep shining. Have fun.
Love
See
you guys.
soon.
See ya.